She's green, she's bold. She's holding a flaming torch like it's a frappuccino on fire. The Statue of Liberty, America's 93-meter-tall welcome sign, international icon, and part-time bird perch. But where did she come from? Why is she green? And did she really show up in 214 pieces? Let's dive into the weird, wonderful story of Lady Liberty. Let's head back to the 1860s. France, feeling sentimental, or maybe just extra, decided to gift the United States a statue. Not just any statue, but a colossal copper woman holding a torch. Because, flowers would have been too basic. The idea came from French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. He wanted to celebrate liberty and stick it to monarchs everywhere. His muse? A Roman goddess. His inspiration? Possibly too much wine, but building a statue that size wasn't cheap. France agreed to build the statue. America? They were supposed to build the pedestal. But America was broke. Like, please donate your lunch money, broke. Newspapers begged, kids donated coins. And even Pulitzer jumped in, yes, that Pulitzer to guilt-trip readers into giving money. Meanwhile, over in Paris, the statue was being built piece by piece. The head, the arm, the crown, like Liberty-themed Lego. And when she was done, she didn't walk across the Atlantic. Nope. She arrived in 214 crates, shipped over on a boat. Imagine ordering a statue off Amazon Prime and needing a crane to unpack it. Fun fact, when Lady Liberty first lit up New York Harbor, she was supposed to be a lighthouse. Yep, America looked at a 93-meter-tall statue and thought, perfect. Let's make her a beacon. So in 1886, they installed glass panels in her torch and wired her up with electric lights. Very high tech for the time. Unfortunately, it was a terrible lighthouse. The light only reached about 24 miles on a good day. Fog, forget it. She was basically a very expensive nightlight. The lighthouse board was not impressed. They were like, cool statue, but can we maybe get one that actually works? By 1902, they officially pulled the plug on her lighthouse duties. Fired from her first job, brutal. But hey, at least she looked good doing it. Can your ring light say that? So, Lady Liberty survived crossing the ocean and a bad career as a lighthouse. But her rough days weren't over. In 1916, during World War I, German saboteurs blew up a munitions depot in New Jersey, just across the harbor. The explosion, called the Black Tom incident, was so massive, it shook the ground, shattered windows in Manhattan, and even damaged the statue. Liberty got a shrapnel wound, seriously. The torch took the worst of it. After that, it was declared unsafe. And since then, no public access. That's right. No one has been allowed inside the torch since 1916. Over a century of nope. So if you've ever dreamed of climbing up there to wave like a queen, sorry, blame the saboteurs. But she still stands tall, dented torch and all, because nothing says freedom like surviving a literal explosion. From 1892 to 1954, more than 12 million immigrants passed through Ellis Island. And what was the first thing they saw as they approached? Lady Liberty, standing tall with her torch high and her welcome face on. Well, as welcoming as a 151-foot copper statue can be. To them, she wasn't just a landmark. She was hope. A giant green promise that said, you made it. You're here. Now go fill out your immigration paperwork. And then there's that famous poem on her pedestal, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Beautiful, right? That line became the emotional heart of the statue. It wasn't part of the original plan, by the way. It was added thanks to a poet named Emma Lazarus, who wrote it to help raise money for the pedestal. Fundraising poetry? Who knew? Everyone knows that one line. No one remembers the rest. But that single sentence turned a statue into a symbol and helped define what America wanted to stand for. Over the years, Lady Liberty went from national symbol to full-blown pop culture icon. She's been in movies, on t-shirts, in memes. If it involves fireworks and freedom, she's probably in the background. She's had cameos in Ghostbusters 2, The Day After Tomorrow, Planet of the Apes, and spoiler alert, she gets destroyed a lot. Disaster movies love knocking her over. It's basically Hollywood's favorite pastime. And she's inspired copycats too. There are replicas all over the world. Las Vegas, Tokyo, even Paris has one. That's right. France gave her away and still kept a mini version. It's like giving your best friend a gift and then buying the same thing for yourself. In 2021, France sent another replica to the US. Oh, smaller version that now lives in Washington? DC. So now there are two Lady Liberties on American soil, just vibing across state lines. Twins, cousins, we'll let them figure it out. So after 138 years, what does the Statue of Liberty really stand for? Freedom? Definitely. Hope? Absolutely. But also endurance. She's weathered wars, sabotage, salty sea air, and an endless stream of tourists taking awkward selfies. And yet she's still there, torch in hand, crown on head, totally unbothered. She was built as a gift, became a symbol, starred in disaster films. And somehow she's more relevant than ever, whether you're seeing her for the first time or the 100th. There's something kind of magical about it, like the feeling that history is still watching and maybe even cheering you on. So the next time you spot her from a ferry, remember, she's not just a statue. She's a survivor, a symbol, and a really bad lighthouse. If you liked this deep dive into copper legends and historical drama, hit that subscribe button for more weird, wonderful stories from history, told with just the right amount of sarcasm. Lady Liberty approves, probably.